Okay, we are live. We are live.
We're live on YouTube.
Yes,
Yeah,
We
sir.
gotta make sure to get us demonetized. Demonetized. Demonetized.
That's gonna get us
I
checked.
didn't know I had a gun like that.
I know. You better not tell the California DOJ. This thing holds more than 10 rounds.
John's cooler than we thought.
Be careful playing with my guns, Eric.
No.
I don't want you to get hurt.
Leave them out where I can access them. You're supposed to keep them secured from children.
Well, if any one of you don't recognize clean shaven John HVAC, that's actually Eric.
No, I'm
He
John.
looks 10 years younger.
Yeah. Did you shave before today?
I did shave today. Funny story behind that. I was trimming my beard, and thought I was like going to be all cool and do it like my barber does it, and not use like a guard. And I messed it up, so I had to shave it off. So like earlier this morning, I had a beard, but now I do not. It'll grow back though.
It will. This is true.
You should have done it when your daughter was like a year old and she'd freak out. What did you do with my daddy?
She's not going to remember now, so I'll have it back by then, and then I'll just
Do it
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. That's right.
Well, we have the whole choir boy are together finally.
Anthony's not here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't invite him. I didn't know. I could. Should I text him?
Yeah. You probably won't come, but
Yeah.
we should see if Gene K wants to come and tell us about his experience at the show too. He probably
Okay.
won't,
Did y'all get the coronavirus?
That was good.
yeah.
No
I
good.
did notice there was not as many Chinese this year.
That mortality rate, you know. That Wuhan province is known for developing viruses and HVAC stuff, so they're all dead.
Yeah,
No innovation this year.
it's true. It is true. Well, I guess Eric can lead off. What did you like most about the AHR show, Eric?
Everything. It was like being in like a QVC infomercial for HVAC.
Yeah.
They came out with a new line of Flex Seal products for refrigerant lines. You just spray it right on the outside, you know.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, they cut an evaporator in half and then sealed it back together with Flex Seal, and then, you know, it floated in water.
That's amazing.
Pretty impressive.
I did not see that. And
Well, you
I
missed
thought I
out.
saw most everything, but I missed
You
out.
missed
on
out, man. You missed out. So
Where
now
was that?
it was right in the middle.
Right in the middle.
Yeah,
Which-
man.
Do you remember like what number lane?
It was number one.
Number one?
Yeah,
We missed that, Dallas?
you missed it.
Yeah.
You must have walked right by
I don't
it.
recall. Oh my
So you know, now I took all the tools off my truck and I just got a pallet of Flex Seal on there.
Yeah. Why didn't you flex seal that work instead of doing that crazy taping?
Well, you know, I can't give away all my secrets on YouTube. That's
Or
what I
maybe
really
it's
do.
only rated for refrigerant, that flex seal?
Yeah, it's only rated for refrigerant, not for air.
Okay. Well, then Brother John, what did you like most about the show?
I liked the Brian Orr Expo thing. It was very informative.
Now you know how to have 10 kids.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to work on finding a mega van.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you know, once you start, you got 10 months to find your vehicle after you start the process. So, have you started the process yet?
I thought it's 9 months.
It's 10 from inception. It's like 9 from once you figure it out. So,
So did you get to? So how big is the show? Did you get to see everything in the 2 days, or is it like it's still you can't get to see it because it's way too big?
I feel like we saw everything that I wanted to see. Um, and my legs were just done. I mean, really,
Mhm.
I told Dallas too. I said the third day doesn't really even matter because by the end of the second day, you really don't want to go back.
Yes, it's overwhelming how big it is. It's like the auto show. If you ever been to the auto show, it's the same thing. Just booth after booth after booth. So much information going out at you, people talking to you. Kind of like lose focus and just it's like one show after a while.
So after you went to the Kalos event, was it a big letdown to go to AHR? Where you're like, man,
Yeah, it was. I was like,
Yeah, the thing was nice. It was really cool.
I mean, did they even cater Chick-fil-A there?
No, no Chick-fil-A, no nothing.
I think
Oh,
I paid $12 for a little tiny bowl of like Asian food and $3.50 for a bottle of water.
So it's like Disneyland, huh?
Yeah,
$3.50 for a bottle of water.
$3.50 for a bottle of water, and it didn't even taste like
bottled water.
special water. It was just water.
Was Testo there?
I don't think so. I didn't see him. Did you? No, I don't think Testo was
No,
there again.
I didn't see him either.
I think they all died.
They haven't been there for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen him.
We saw a field piece. We saw Uniweld. We saw
CPS?
we did. Yeah, we did go to CPS because we wanted to check.
Did you see Leak Freeze?
No.
See Leak Freeze? Come on, Joe.
We saw the Zoom lock.
Yeah. We saw the Sporlan.
It looked like Milwaukee had some kind of Zoom lock booth too.
Milwaukee's booth was pretty cool. Once you've seen some of Vince's streams, though, you really, I mean, Milwaukee booth's kind of a letdown.
Yeah.
We didn't really spend much time there. We didn't really go back to the Milwaukee booth.
It's pretty crowded the first day. Then it kind of like I thought it got lighter the second day.
Yeah, for sure, and even lighter the third day. And actually, if you want free stuff, the key is to go the third day right about when everyone's packing up. Because because a lot of times they don't want to ship the stuff back and they'll just give it away. Like last year, the tape people told me to take as much tape as I wanted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then you sold it to customers all year?
Yeah. And
the roll you're holding, is that still a leftover from last year?
No, it's just, I don't know why I'm holding that. But you just have to walk for 3 miles with an 18-pound backpack, which kind of stinks.
Get a Segway. Just go in there with a Segway scooter.
Yeah. Actually, I was hoping you were going to come and you could push me in a wheelchair next time, Eric.
Okay. As long as you babble incoherently really loud the whole time so that everybody like stares and then feels bad for staring.
Well, wheel me up to people and I'm going to try to I'm going to act really angry and upset, but speak incoherently. Okay.
Well, and then just random insults and we'll say you have Tourette's.
Yeah, but you have to tell him he's, got to make up some lie that, you really need to listen to me. He owns this building. Listen to him.
This is the owner. The owner of what? Yes. The owner.
You have it, I own it. Basically.
The world.
Do you remember when you were asking about that flex? If that you say you come up with short on the flex.
Well, that's a good story.
Yeah, I talked to my guys, and all the companies are like that. I asked them if they're all short. They're like, oh yeah, we're always like a foot short, all of them. They're very thanks. They never cut. They're always under 25 feet. That's what they tell me.
Yeah, so I was noticing the flex that we get, we take it out of the bag and there's more inner core than there is insulation, and there's even less outer jacket. There's only about 23 and a half feet of usable duct. So we walked up to the Quiet Flex, which is Goodman and Amana, and then the Quiet Flex part of it. And I walked up in there and said, "Do you guys mind if I share a complaint or something like that?" And they gave me the dirtiest looks, like
oh yeah,
like yeah, we kind of do mind, but I just went right into it and told them that, hey, you guys are kind of, your machines are off or something. And then there was like 4 people all around handing me cards and saying,
oh, yeah.
you know, next time it happens, they want to see that duct and they can get numbers off of it and track it to the machine that it came off of, this, that, and the other thing.
They want to know the bag back.
Yeah, they want to get a whole bag back. And then too, the bag is so compressed. I mean, they have it like so freaking small that it actually is like damaging the core when I open it back up. So,
you know how you could solve all this, right?
No.
Double wall spiral duct.
Yeah, sure.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just saying.
I wonder how much it cost you to mail the box back.
Oh, they better not make me pay. I won't ship it back.
Yeah.
What you do is you drop it off at the post office, but you put the address of where you want it to go as the return address, and then you put no postage on it, and it'll trick them, and they'll just be like, "Oh, there's no postage. Let's return this to the sender." Life hack.
It's pretty smart.
Yeah, I know.
You learned that from your old man.
That's right. That's how I send everything.
Ness says, was it hot at the expo? Seemed like he said there was hot spots inside the expo.
What do you mean?
That was just them testing their climate control abilities. So you could be in one giant open room and be hot and cold at the same time. It was a test.
Okay.
Too bad.
No, it was pretty comfortable.
If you were feeling warm, it's because you got that coronavirus, you know. It's the fever associated with it.
Yeah. Hey, are you guys seeing all those? They're selling at Home Depot. Like, you know, they got big displays of the dust masks and everything.
I love how people are wearing dust masks, or better yet, the surgical masks kill me, because it's like surgical masks do not protect you from that. They don't even have like whatever rating that is. It's so you don't transfer fluid onto a patient. Basically, you don't cough on somebody, so it doesn't protect you. It protects everybody else. But I love seeing people that wear those, and it's like,
well, mine have built-in UV lights.
That's right. I have a UV light inside my compressor.
Well, didn't they say you could get it through your eyes as well?
Well, from what Jessica was watching something, and she was telling me that the masks are for the people infected with it, not for you. Right. If you're wearing it, it's actually making it worse, because you're kind of drawing air in at a higher velocity through the sides and stuff.
Well, that's what I was getting at, is the surgical masks don't protect you.
Right.
I mean, I could see how it could make it worse too, but they definitely don't protect you. You would need like a respirator. And even then, you'd probably need one that's meant to filter out biological agents. So I don't know that they sell that cartridge at Home Depot. Maybe they do. I mean,
I just did the John Neosporin up the nose. Was that you, John, that said you put Neosporin up your nose?
Yeah. I heard that tip on a.
Or if you just put a completely sealed plastic bag over your head and tie it right around your neck.
Yeah.
You will not get coronavirus.
Yes, meet my friend Bubble Boy.
Oh yeah, maybe the Bubble Boy had something going on.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, I got home pretty quick. The 3-hour difference. Was
you still trying to get back to normal, Dallas?
Time traveling.
It wasn't bad. I wasn't really even that tired. I get more tired at work.
Did you work today?
Yeah, I worked the next day. I went to work the next.
Did you work today?
Oh wait, what's today? Saturday? No, nope.
Okay.
It got out of it. So it's supposed to put in a water source heat pump, but scheduling conflicted with the guys, so probably next week. Yeah, we were doing a job where I was telling John that has a 5-ton split system, and it said they forgot to connect up since 1980 the return air soffit to the platform in the garage. So it's had no return air since 1980.
Oh my God! You didn't say
yeah.
It wasn't connected.
Well, yeah, I got to cut the wall open and then put a 45 in it to connect it.
So it was just drawing carbon monoxide from the garage.
Yeah. I don't know where they drywalled in the return, both the returns, and didn't connect them. So I don't know where it's getting through the crack. So like you said, it's pulling in from the garage. But the funny thing is, not a complaint like, the things never work right, the heat never worked right, the cools never work right. The complaint is the heat doesn't come on. And it's a bad ignition module, but they're changing out the whole thing. So
it worked fine for the last 40 years.
It worked good. Yeah, it really did. The tip off was you pull the coil out, and the coil is like brand new, clean as a whistle.
That's a good filtration system.
And how can it work without a return? Wouldn't the heat exchanger be all cracked?
I looked at it and it's not cracked. The only thing I can think of is it never ran long enough to crack it. It just, I don't know.
Off on limit after 10 seconds. It doesn't even do
that. Yeah.
Exactly. Because I'm looking at the heat exchanger, I can't find nothing wrong with it. And then the blower motor has.
They're going to complain about air noise when you actually get the airflow going through it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
The vents are so noisy.
Yeah, I can't. Our other one was really, really quiet. And then the motor on the in-bills, it was like an oily mess. Like somebody just did an oil change on the furnace or on the motor. And I asked the customer, did you oil this motor? He goes, no, I haven't oiled the motor, never have. So I think he just cooked it out of the motor, just running down the side of the motor. And then what else? Oh yeah, the ducts were really clean too. Really super. The weirdest thing I've ever seen. We took the furnace out, opened the wall up, and we could see down the chase and went up, and it's drywall all the way up. So we had to cut it open, and
it just shines like it's brand new.
Yeah. But it did have dirty insulation between the walls where you could tell that the insulation was acting like a filter. Because it's stuck into the cracks of the drywall, that thing. But I can't wait to see it work now. Yeah. But I've seen that a couple times. No return air. I've seen where they forget to cut out the first floor. You look down the chase, and all you see is there's plywood about 8 foot down. That's not good. Yeah. I always ask the customer, how does that work? Not too bad. The only reason we're changing it is because of the new this.
Dallas, do you have earbuds?
Me?
Yeah, I think you would sound a little better.
Okay, let me see.
It's a little distorted.
Yeah, I forgot to put them in. Yeah.
So what was the most exciting product that you saw at AHR?
AHR.
Can't even talk.
I don't know if anyone had anything that was really new and exciting, to be honest.
It doesn't have to be new, it just has to be exciting.
Exciting? I honestly didn't really get super excited about anything. It was just kind of, I enjoyed, first of all, it's good because it's not like it's more just like you're walking around a big parts store. There's no one bothering you, and you're not gonna like see a bunch of people. You're just walking from place to place, looking at things. And but what's really good and why I like to go is you can get people's business cards for these companies that if you have a problem, you can kind of go straight to the head honcho.
Call them at 2 a.m. and curse them out.
I'll let you do that if you wouldn't mind for me.
Sure. Send them explicit pictures in email.
I'll let Eric do that.
Yeah, they send out the business cards. Just call us if there's a problem. We want to know.
Yeah, but at the same time, I do understand too. They're mostly salespeople, so they may just be kind of blowing smoke up your skirt.
Yeah.
Saying all that, cool. But we did go to the Malco booth.
I was about to ask about that. Tell us about that.
So Malco came out with they're gonna have real soon a 3/8, 5/16 switchover bit, which I thought was a little bit. I think they missed the mark a little bit. I couldn't believe they didn't make a 3/8 and 7/16 bit.
Exactly. I've seen the 3/8. Somebody showed a picture of the 3/8, 5/16, and I'm like, why? I have the 5/16 quarter. Why would I get a?
Yeah.
I don't use 3/8 enough to need that.
I mean, 7/16 is handy for blower motor brackets. Some blower motors.
Some are 3/8 too.
Yeah. So if you have
some are 1/2 inch. I mean,
Eric, what are you doing here? Are you in a bad mood tonight?
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I just kind of think it should have been 3/8, and they said, yeah, it's more made for commercial guys because they don't do as many 1/4 inch. But anyway, I showed them the second day. I remember to bring my shaved down version of the 1/4 and 5/16, and the guy that was there was like, what? "Yeah, our engineers are kind of been looking at something like that, but we're kind of thinking it would be too thin." And I kind of showed him mine, which had a lot of use on it, and he wanted to show the guy that was in charge of that, but he wasn't there. He was on a conference or something. So I told him, here, you can have it. I can make another one.
He would think that's too thin because they're thin. The regular ones are that thin. So what's the big difference?
Yeah, I don't know. And
I remember when they first came out, guys were crying that they were breaking them, and it's like I don't think they intended that to be for like construction, because guys were just like doing construction jobs with them. It's like, why?
Yeah,
it's for taking panels off.
I mean, I've driven some pretty, screw and duct together and stuff like that.
I just don't think that was the intended goal, though.
No. It was more for service for sure, because before I shaved mine down, they were practically useless for duct work, because anytime you're trying to screw in a flange, the thickness of it would, you couldn't either.
You have the long extended one?
I have them all, yeah, but just
I only have the short one.
I don't know if you've seen the one what I'm talking about when I say I shaved the end down. You probably do.
You tapered it so that it would get in tighter places. Yeah. I mean, I understand. I understand what you're talking about. I don't know. I take 1/4 inch screws out of stuff. I don't tend to put them in anything.
What do you screw metal duct together? 5/16?
Yeah, 5/16.
Yeah, I can't believe they haven't. They've been out what 2 or 3 years now.
Yeah, they've been out a while. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just figuring out that they need to whittle it down. I mean, that was one of the biggest complaints from the word go.
Even the 5/16 I whittled down a little bit because it's sometimes a little thick too.
Yeah.
The 1/4 doesn't fit a lot of stuff that's mounted in electrical compartments.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I found a lot of stuff doesn't even mount back good with 1/4 inch. I have the little Phillips head screws, the number 8 drill point Phillips head screws instead of 1/4 inch, because you can actually get them in.
What I like to do is I like to put 1 1/4-inch screw, 1 5/16, 1 3/8, 1 Phillips, 1 standard slotted.
Phillips are the best because after you put the screw in, then you just take a metal drill bit and you drill out the Phillips part of it. Then it's forever. Now it's a rivet.
But if I ever like,
I did that before on a job. There was like, it was intentional because I was in this data closet and it was a return plenum ceiling, so we had to install perforated grills. So I had to cut it to fit because this closet was so small, and I had to, bend all the sides up. And somebody just took it out and moved it to run cable lines down the wall. I'm like, oh, well, screw you. I took their cable lines up because they weren't landed, threw them back up in the ceiling. I put that grill back in, and I took every different type of fastener I had on my truck, 3/8, 5/16, 1/4, and Phillips, and I put like 150 screws in this thing. And I think I put silicone on it too, to the grid. So it's like, move it now, guy. I hate when people undo your work because they're that lazy. You know what I mean?
Well, they're actually not lazy. They undid your work, You were lazy not to put it back, but
I like when they run those data wires through fire dampers, and I have to test fire dampers, and I just keep
oh my gosh,
closing the fire damper on it till it breaks the cables. And then the fire marshal's like, "Oh, I'll condemn the building if that damper doesn't close." It's like, okay, cool. I could just cut off these wires. And as you're leaving the building, everybody's in the hallways or on the phone with their provider, like, "My internet's down. Your internet's down too. Oh, our internet's down."
Eric's like, "I'll give the guy a tip."
I've seen them run like piping through it too. Like a plumber ran a freaking PVC drain through an open fire damper and a plenum ceiling. Okay,
wow,
we can cut it out.
Just hope no one's using the bathroom as you
People
do.
are like, "Man, look at this opening. They just left this here for us. It's so nice. It's got angle around it and everything."
It's gonna make my job look beautiful.
That's too funny. So what do you do with the data cables when you go through there? Just chop them?
Exactly. It's life safety, so they have no sense of humor about disabling a life safety device. So
yeah.
Hey, the fire damper has to close. Okay, no problem. Say no more, fam. I got diagonal cutters right here.
Oh God, that's nuts. Call your service provider. We need a splice. We need to go around.
That's probably what happened too. They probably came out and they'd be like, "Man, who did this? I got to splice all these back together," and they probably just put it right back there.
Yeah.
Wire nuts.
Tape.
Now you got Eric really mad. Wire nuts in my fire damper? Not on my worst day, pal. Not on my worst day.
If you really want to mess with like electricians, go in the panel and cut the stripped end off the wire and then tighten the insulation down under the breaker.
Yeah.
They'll think they have a bad wire. They'll be like, "I got power at the breaker. I got no power at the other end. We got to pull a new wire."
Yeah. Oldest trick in the book.
Well, after you do that, you got to find that conduit. And you take it apart at a coupling, and you shove drywall screws in both sides and put the coupling back together. So then when they try to pull the wire out, it won't move because it'll get bound up on the screws.
I should have written all these things down, and when you were staying in that Airbnb, gone to your house and done all this stuff to your inverter install at your house. Put all the wires.
So that
I would have figured it out.
The Airbnb worked out pretty good for you, Eric?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Yeah.
It was probably the nicest Airbnb I've ever stayed in. It was cheap too.
Oh wow! Hear that, John? Nice and cheap. You can go next year. Get an Airbnb.
What's cheap?
Airbnb was $80-some a night, and it was a 2-bedroom with a living room, and in the laundry was in there too, and a kitchen. So
laundry. Oh, that's cool.
That is cheap.
He probably would even let you sleep in the garage for 40, right there.
And what kind what kind of amazed me about the place? Not that I care. I'm sure some people would get all butthurt. Whoever owned it must have been super Christian, because they had a lot of like super Christian stuff everywhere in here, and like crosses and like Bible quotes. And I'm like, I'm surprised they do that with Airbnb. There's probably people that like complain about it. I didn't look at their reviews, but you know.
I would complain if there was like Mother Mary statues everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. They're like Mormon Bibles.
Mitt Romney.
Mitt Romney. Yeah, you can't beat that. You can't beat that price. I will say that. That's right. You could you go next year, John. It's all scheduled in.
Well, next year it's in Chicago, so it's not going to be back to Atlanta until 2023.
Huh? So, Chicago would be too cold.
Chicago in 2021. Where is it in 2022?
Las Vegas, I think.
Ew.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't decide which one I want to go to less. I mean, Chicago's cold, so I guess Chicago.
And you may get murdered.
I mean,
it's a possibility.
You can get murdered anywhere, dude. Stay away from those country music concerts in Vegas.
It's a murder.
Yeah. Hey, I go to Mexico. I'm still alive.
Yeah, it's a miracle.
I know.
You go there and you bring it back the El Pueblo Blanco. Across the border.
Dude, it's scary, dude. Like crossing the border. Even though I don't have anything, I can't help to get nervous. there's like
you should fill up a suitcase with like perfectly weighed out kilogram bags of flour.
We should drive to John's house and slip that in his spare tire or something underneath the truck.
Yeah.
Yeah, take the spare tire off the rim and just put like
I have heard of
exactly 1 kilo bags of flour in there.
Then we'll just sprinkle like a little bit of real Coke to like set off the drug dog.
Yeah, I have heard of that.
Just put doctor in the car.
Yeah. You got like a whole
Dan was arrested at the Tijuana border today.
How long did it take you to get across the border typically, John?
It varies quite a bit, but lately it's been like half hour. But some days it could be 2 hours. You know, it's very crazy. I mean, it varies quite a bit.
What are you doing down in Mexico?
I got family down there.
What?
Yeah.
John, we never knew you were a Latino.
Yeah. So I got Russian family that kind of they came to Mexico because it was.
You didn't know, like his name is John
Latinos.
M, and John M is for John Martinez.
He's a Russian Jew.
Latino.
How much Spanish do you know?
Oh, dude, I'm terrible. I don't know any. But luckily, they speak English.
How much Russian do you know?
Just a few words, not much of anything.
Do you know more Russian or more Spanish?
They're pretty equal. I mean, probably more Spanish.
Are you related to that like Marapat RPM guy on YouTube?
Yeah, Merritt.
That's actually John.
Yeah,
that's actually John. That's what the M stands for.
He's pretty Russian. Yeah.
You notice he never really shows his face and stuff. Did you notice that?
John, why aren't you wearing an Adidas tracksuit right now?
Yeah.
Like,
That's funny.
I'm not. You're not.
Are you squatting right now? Are you squatting down, or are you actually on a chair? Doing the Slav squat?
Yeah. The squatting Slav. Yeah, I actually went to my church was speaking old Russian, so I got very little out of it, Joe.
Yeah. Way to go, John. Good.
It was like only like maybe 5% English, and it was
Like I'm not a Christian. I went to church one time, didn't understand a word they said.
Yeah, it's a funny story.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here's a Russian word. A spoon is a loshka. Okay.
Oh yeah, loshka.
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 Give me the loshka. The lotion?
That's not how you'd say it.
No, a
You say the rest
spoon.
in Russision too. How do you say
And
"give me
then-
a spoon"?
Oh boy, see, I only know like word, like little kid words.
John
I
just
only know
walks
like
around saying,
I can't put a
"Spoon,
sentence together.
spoon." They think he's a little retarded.
I can say "give me the drill" in Spanish.
Bathroom.
Dame el taladro, puta. That's how you say it, like in a nice way. That means please give me the drill.
Yeah.
My friend.
Like my very good friend.
Yeah, my
That
very good
means
friend.
very good friend.
How do you
No,
say?
that just means friend. If you really want to say very good friend, you say puta maricon.
How do you say I hate duckboard in Spanish?
No, that's a good question.
The word is mucho stupido.
Eric was loving it the other day, making
Yeah, I
a
saw
video
that.
about it and everything.
Yeah, I saw that video you made.
That was some old nasty duckboard too.
Actually, it wasn't that bad.
It was old. It looked like it was all kind of fraying apart. I bet you were just loving life.
Duckboard es mucho mierda.
Doing your little hack job taping job there.
Do you do a lot of work in storage unit?
You mean actually sealing it from the outside so that when it's like comes out years later, there's not that layer of growth on the back and dirt?
Yeah, you should have sealed. You should have, leaned over the top of it, gotten behind it, and taped it.
It was against the ceiling. And I couldn't get to the bottom either because it was below the level of the wall. If I could have done it from the outside, I would have.
Excuses. And mastic tape is not rated for duckboard closure. Sorry. So I was going to leave you an ass.
Duckboard's not rated to be mounted to an air handler without a 3-inch metal flange sticking off and screws and washers. So if we really want to get technical, yes, there's not even possible to attach it to the unit properly because you would literally need to screw and washer it from all sides. So, nana boo boo. Carries 3x1 angle on their truck to do that. Nobody.
Yeah, I remember they used to have that be a code around here. They wanted mechanical.
It is.
Yeah.
It's just not enforced. I mean, if you look in the SMACNA book, there's like a $80 book you can buy on how to construct duckboard, and it's like 30 pages, and half the pages say intentionally left blank. And I'm not joking about that. Like half of them say intentionally left blank. It's like you pay all this money for this book, and it basically tells you how, like, you should install it this way, which is never the way it gets installed.
There's a storage unit. You put that fan coil in?
Yeah.
I bet you don't get bothered when you're in a storage unit. Those places like ghost towns inside.
Sometimes, but it seems to be wherever you work is when the person decides to come and unload or load a whole storage unit right past your work area. Even though there's 3 different ways they could go, they want to go right past you every time.
Yeah.
And you have to be like, find the way to politely tell them, hey, can you please go around? I mean, it's the same distance for you, but I don't have to keep getting down off my ladder and moving my stuff. And
what temperature do they keep those conditioned at?
78.
Oh yeah, I thought it'd be kind of high. Yeah. I've seen people, they want them down like really cool, like for storage unit. Forget that.
It's funny because some of the people that store stuff in there, they're like, oh, well, my stuff needs to be this temperature. And I'm like, talk to corporate. Here's what I tell people. I mean, technically these units have thermostats that can be controlled there, but I'm like, corporate, they control the temperature remotely from corporate. That way I don't even have to get in the conversation with customers, because I'm not going to sit there and argue with people that, oh, you should turn that down. I'm like, nope, they control everything remotely from corporate. I tell them I can override it temporarily, but in 15 minutes it goes back to temperature that it's set for. So
yeah, then you're done. That's it.
Because corporate told us to set them all to a certain temperature. So at manager's discretion, like special cases, they can set them different, but unless that's the case, it's 78.
78 is perfect for all your junk.
Most of these places are so full of junk, and I mean, just people do weird stuff. People live in them. You go there, there's people that literally live in them. They should have kicked some people out of one because they were doing voodoo rituals. They were sacrificing chickens and like doing all kinds of weird stuff.
As you're doing the duck board, right?
I don't even understand why this unit has any ductwork on it at all, but there's so much on it. It's just like whatever. Reconnect it.
You can like peek through the top there, and you're like, "I'll come back later."
What's that smoke rising right there?
So what do you do with the chicken after you sacrifice them?
Do you know how to make chicken strips?
Unless it's Chick-fil-A, I don't want it. I mean, chicken's not very exciting.
What does excite you, Eric?
Steak.
Steak?
Yeah.
Sushi.
Steak and sushi. How about steak sushi?
I've eaten steak tartare, which is completely raw steak.
Oh.
You know a funny story about that? I went to, my wife was still working. I went to her company Christmas party, and the owner was like, told her, and it was a small company. He's like, he told my wife to order appetizers. So she orders steak tartare and she orders 2 other things because we went to a steakhouse. So the owner's wife is eating steak tartare and like, oh, this is really good. And then she orders her steak well done, and the waiter is like, what? Just watched her eat steak tartare. And that's gonna like ruin your steak, right? And she's like, I can only eat my beef well done. And like after this whole exchange with the waiter, who is like confused as crap, I told her I couldn't like hold it in. I was like, you do realize you just ate raw beef, right? Like steak tartare is completely raw beef. She's like, oh. But she still got her steak well done. I'm like, there's only 2 ways to eat steak. It's either rare or medium rare. If you eat it any other way, you're wrong and eat something else. I'm just saying.
Well, I can only eat my steak well done, and if you eat it any other way, you're wrong.
You're wasting the meat, dude. Why even do it? Eat a burger.
Why? No, I like the flavor and I like the texture of a nice, well done steak.
It's like eating a shoe.
In my mind. It's not.
I don't even order a burger more than medium.
How are you still alive?
Did you miss the part where I just said I ate steak tartare, completely raw steak and sushi?
No, I did not miss it. That's why I'm wondering.
I've eaten raw bacon, and it was really good. That was kind of iffy, though. I wouldn't recommend that, but it was good.
Your oven broken or something?
I still have my appendix. I got to use it.
Yeah, you're gonna use it, all right.
That's right.
That's why Eric's running to the bathroom every 5 minutes.
I just had a steak earlier tonight. Medium rare as God intended. It's in the Bible.
Oh, really?
It's in there.
Let me find that verse.
Well, obviously, you don't read the Bible, or you know it.
What about lamb? Isn't lamb nasty?
Yeah.
It
Kinda
can
gross.
be. It needs like a lot of marinade to overcome the gamey taste.
Yeah.
But it can be good when it's made right. Usually they like do a lot of olive oil and mint or something like that, and that can overcome it. I've had lamb that was good. Although I'm not picky with food. I don't eat well done steaks though. I'm picky when it comes to that. Although I made my wife a steak and she wouldn't eat the fat, and I ate all that, so it's like the best part.
Eric's like the family dog.
When I die of a heart attack at like 57, nobody's gonna be surprised.
Did you have your heartworm medicine today?
Right there.
Kills all the worms living in you.
That's right.
Makes them drunk. They get confused.
Alcohol poisoning.
Yeah.
Joe, did you hit any traffic on the way home?
No, it's pretty smooth sailing. I stopped in, I think it's a little bit outside of Gainesville. There's this drag racing museum that's pretty well known all over the country, and I never stopped there. And since I wasn't really in a hurry and didn't have my wife with me, it'd be so bored, I decided to stop there for about an hour and a half or so. That was fun.
How'd your wife get home if she wasn't with you?
Her mom took her home.
She got bored of the show and had to leave early?
Yeah, within 3 hours. She said she could have stayed longer, but I don't think she could have stayed too much longer, because every time we stopped and started talking shop, she like disappeared, went and found somewhere to sit down.
Yeah, my wife told me she tried to watch like the stream of me talking, or of us, like me, you, and Brian over, and she's like, she couldn't make it through.
Yeah.
Although it was just me sitting in the middle going,
Yeah, kind of.
Did you have a lot more to say? Was I hogging the?
I couldn't get a word in edgewise between you and Brian. But,
Yeah,
it kind of just went in its own direction.
Yeah. Next year we're just gonna be like, Eric's the moderator.
The Jews are so much better at show business, I gotta tell you.
I did when I rewatched it. I felt bad. I honestly did.
Well, technically, Joe is the only Jewish person involved in that.
Mm-hmm. You just started the show.
Yeah, it's pretty funny to watch live, but too bad the audio was off.
Didn't you fix the audio? Or I didn't.
Yeah, I did a little bit. It fixed it a little bit, but not by much.
I've never watched or listened to myself. I even hate editing videos. Like most of my YouTube videos, I don't even bother.
Yeah.
Like I imagine how many of them turned out poorly, because I'm like, I'm not going to edit this. Either I just don't want to spend the time, or I hate hearing myself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I wonder how many out of order videos I've did where it's like the clips aren't in the right order.
All the time.
Yeah. Oh well, they're worth exactly what you paid for them.
I want my money back. I want my time back.
I don't even what's it called? I'm not even signed up for ad revenue on YouTube. And being that I have a few gun videos on my channel, they'd probably demonetize me anyway, so.
Was there anything that you wanted to say in that you couldn't get out?
I don't know. It kind of just went its own way, and I was just kind of there while you and Brian argued. It was fine. I mean, I was voluntold to be there, and then it was just, I was just there for the show. It was interesting. It was interesting that we covered that's the topic people wanted to cover, but
yeah,
whatever. Yeah,
it was definitely a little scary at first, because it was like crickets, and I'm glad Eric you did do that. That was very important.
Yeah, I was kind of trying to break the ice with people. It really wasn't working too well, though. Everybody's just like staring at me. I'm like,
yeah,
oh, that's all I got. I mean,
Thank God for your coworker.
I'm not a Hollywood actor here, so like this is what you got. We're in air conditioning, not in.
This is going to be a long hour and a half for you people if you don't ask something.
Yeah, it went by quick though, huh? Once that got going on the line, yeah, it just went really quick.
It was cool of Brian to step in too because he's got a lot of experience of talking in front of people. I've literally never had to talk in front of people until then. Not that I did much, especially after I got going. I was just back and forth. But
yeah.
Then you had that one heckler at the very end that wanted to fight Joe.
Yeah, that was great. I thought he was going to actually fight you, man.
I was wondering if he was just joking at the very end.
I mean, yeah, who gets up, screams at me, and then leaves?
Yeah,
gets sentenced.
I think he realized at that point he's like, wait a minute, I'm like 60 and this dude's not. I better make an excuse to leave.
Yeah. He's taking it a little bit too seriously. Oh, like, is he seriously that worked up?
All about what HH dryers are really for.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah.
People get all worked up about things, and it's like I've used HH dryers because people have told me to use them, and that's cool. I don't really know why people have asked me to use them. So if somebody has like information on why, I'm going to listen to it. Not that I'm necessarily like I'll take information and do what I want to do with it, right or wrong, but I don't want to fight people over it. If somebody's like, never use an HH dryer, and I'm like, okay, well, why? I don't know. I think people overthink it.
Oh, yeah. Do you use them, Joe? HH dryers?
Not really.
I've never used one.
I see them all the time because there's, they sell a lot of them with that whole misconception that they're extremely useful in burnouts.
Yeah.
But, so I understand why they don't want to, start putting that out to stop buying them.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know some of the dryers, suction line dryers.
Are they going to be worse in a burnout than a regular dryer, or is it going to be more or less the same thing?
Probably at the end of the day, more or less the same thing, but they have taken out some of the acid neutralizing components to fit the carbon. So at the end of the day, it will have less acid neutralization capability than a traditional dryer. But if you did have some kind of waxy oil, I guess that might be helpful, but I've never really encountered that in a burnout. It's usually just black soot and acid.
The thing about it is we don't have like a lab to refer to. You come across this anecdote in the field and it's like, okay, cool. You put in a dryer. At the end of the day, if that compressor fails or it doesn't, it's still all anecdotal information. Because you have no way of, it's like, it's like leak rate. You really have no way of knowing how bad it is inside the system. Like what is the quantity of acid and,
Yeah, exactly.
So much math that would have, even if you did know the quantity, how much math would have to go into figuring out like what to do about it and what the probability of it becoming an issue again is. And
and typically HH dryers are over, they're not small capacity dryers to begin with. So
usually when I have a burnout, I put in a really big dryer, like the biggest one I can put.
Right. Yeah.
I've been on jobs too where they wanted to put a shell dryer in and just change it out, like go back and do an acid test and just keep changing the dryer. I did like 3 or 4 C304 dryers on a system to get moisture out of it. So
yeah, you put those in like parallel, didn't you?
I don't know if I did. I don't think I did a video on this. It was a system that had a leak on a T on a refrigeration unit, and there was a lot of product in the cooler. So we patched the leak, changed the dryer, pulled the vacuum, which didn't pull down great. The sight glass, moisture indicator was indicating moisture, but we had to get it back up and running. So we started it, and we said, we need to come back and change this dryer until it's done. And we came back and changed it 2 or 3 times before it cleared up that sight glass.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually changed the sight glass too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Usually they change back, but this one wasn't changing back. So like the last time I went there, I changed the sight glass and the dryer, and it cleared up.
Mm-hmm.
I think it still said caution, but this is also on a job where I told you about that one where they drilled holes in all the discharge lines. So not only did the system start like that, but there was also a leak on the refrigerant line. So
yeah, with POE oil, I think it's
POE, and who knows? There could be another leak in the system. It's a lot of piping to traverse. So
what's interesting is there's not as many nasty burnouts of 410A as there was with 22. Is anyone else?
I've noticed that. Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. What do you think, Eric?
I'm not sure. I've seen a pretty nasty one on 410A.
Yeah, but don't you think if we went back 10, 15 years ago in the trade, a lot more compressor burns with 22 and mineral oil?
It's really hard for me to say. You know what I mean? There again, anything I would tell you would just be an anecdote.
And Eric doesn't like anecdotes.
Oh, I love a good anecdote. It's just not useful information for, consideration all the time. It's still information, and it still should be considered. But if honestly, I can't even answer it with a anecdote because I couldn't tell you. I've seen quite a few burnout compressors, but there also were a lot of R22 systems around, and the tendency now is to just replace anything that's a little bit older with 410A. So,
which is funny, people doing that because 410A, they're already like in the works to get rid of it. So
they classified it as a super polluter.
So whether you have R22 or 410A, it really is not.
Yeah, so we replaced something that was bad with, and I said this when it first came out too, because I actually, and not that I even pay attention to this that much because people were arguing about it, but I looked at the ODP and the GWP, and the GWP on 410A is like crazy high compared to R22.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the ODP is gone, but also the instances of leaks are so much higher with 410.
Yeah,
way higher.
But don't y'all think too that was because of the inception of 13C or them making the copper super thin and stuff? Not necessarily the refrigerant.
Well, I think it was both. I mean, we didn't necessarily have to go to that pressure class of refrigerant. I think if we really want to embrace the natural refrigerants, we just need to embrace dealing with the consequences of using them. CO2, it's really high pressure. It doesn't work well at 87 outdoor ambient or above. Ammonia is poisonous, and propane's flammable. So, I think the solution would be propane chillers if we really want to, make this work with the natural refrigerants. Microchannel coil, small charge. Your evaporator's also in the outdoor unit, so all of your flammable stuff is outside. And low pressures, so microchannel, like how often do you see low pressure microchannel coils leak? Like when I do the 404A refrigeration units, I do not see anywhere near the microchannel failure rates as with 410A. automotive too. Like, do you see lots of? I mean,
That's
we
true.
have to have a mechanic chime in. Do you see lots of automotive condensers fail?
No.
I mean,
Yeah, but you got to think too. They're in a very dry environment with no like organic.
they're riding down the road and having rocks and stuff hit them. You know what I mean? They're bouncing around, going over bumps.
Yeah, but they're pretty resilient for that. It's more of like the moisture from rain, I think, and
cars drive in the rain.
Yeah, but it's different because it's not really like getting into
your condensing unit at your house, your outdoor coil microchannel. I mean, 410A, I've seen a lot of leaks, but I've seen a 134A chiller, and I never seen a leak on that microchannel. I'm trying to think. Like I said, the 404A refrigeration units I work on, almost all of them are microchannel. The only ones I see that are a problem are by the beach, where copper gets eaten just as fast.
404 is not that much lower than 410A.
Typically, you're running around 200 to 250 head on these units. They seem to run pretty low head pressures. That's a fair bit. You know, I'd say about a third lower on average than 410A. It's more like R22. It's more like 10 SEER R22 pressures, let's say, right?
Okay.
10
I
to
thought
12.
it was a little higher than that, but I don't know.
They can get higher, but these units in particular don't. I don't know if it's a byproduct of using the microchannel coils, but they seem to stay pretty low. Like, they have headmaster controls to keep the head pressure up. And at first, when I was seeing them, I'm like, these are stupid in Florida. But a lot of times they're kicking in, because I see a lot of times, even when you'd think it wouldn't be, you have to block the condenser coil to check the charge, because you have to bring the saturation to 105, which is 215 psi. I'm going by memory here. I could be a little bit off on that.
Well, it sounds like, Joe, your Chinese radiator made it to the show.
Yeah, it's made it to Tennessee and Orlando.
Yeah.
No problem.
Chevy's strong. What can I say?
Yeah. My Chinese radiator with my American hoses.
Like a rock, baby.
Yeah. Even shut it off the show. They wanted to pop the hood.
Yeah, they were. Like, what's in that thing?
Let's see that Chinese radiator.
That thing got a Hemi?
Oh, yeah. And a radiator.
It's polished and anodized.
See what I did, though, John, is I peeled the Made in China sticker off and put Built Like a Rock in USA. And basically, it's perfect now.
Trump 2020 with the paint marker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Union made.
Right here.
Detroit.
Yeah. Right here on Tallahassee Avenue.
Yep. Made in a factory with no nets.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a lot of driving. I probably spent like $40 in tolls. Some because I made a wrong turn and had to pay a toll to get off the highway, and then had to pay the toll to get back on that same highway.
That's what I heard. Like, yeah, it was that Chris. Chris was talking about that, how it was such a maze with all those toll roads.
Oh my gosh, it was terrible, because my GPS would be like, turn right and 700 feet, and you can see the roads veering off right now, and you're like, I don't know if that's it or if it's a little further, and that was it, but they didn't take into account they had barricaded it off and used it down. So then we were past it, had to get off at the next one, pay a toll, do a U-turn, pay a toll to get back on, going the other way.
Do you use Waze, Joe?
I had it. Yeah, I had that running.
Okay.
Even that wasn't. It was
sometimes. It's like delayed.
Either that, or it was delayed, or it was just just really hard. I mean, when there's so many turns and this and that, it's like, get in this lane. Oh crap, that lane ends and it's split off because of barricades. It's just crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Yeah, Orlando is fun like that. I'm glad I'm not up there that much.
Is it better in West Palm?
I mean, around me it's decent. It's Miami that gets basically like you're saying again.
Yeah.
So
I go crazy. I probably started to learn it, but
I try to stay away from Miami.
Well, we didn't talk about the AHR too much, but
yeah, it's kind of boring.
Kind of boring. Yeah, it wasn't boring if you're there.
Yeah, true.
It's just kind of like overwhelming because there's just like so much stuff.
Was A on there?
I don't think so, but
I didn't see them either.
We didn't see everything. We were just kind of like looking around and looking for anything that looked interesting.
John, you would love it. They have cheap tools.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You could buy stuff?
No.
You could probably finagle your way, John.
If you were there, you could have distracted them, and we could have taken them.
Yeah.
Cheap tool.
Yeah, they had all kinds of like little strange little Chinese booths right up your alley.
Cool.
Shang Qing copper pipe manufacturing.
Was Goodman
Our wall thickness is 50% thinner, making it much easier to bend.
Did you see those little shark bite refrigerant fittings I sent you pictures of?
God. They literally just look like shark bite fittings.
Yeah, they do.
Because it was.
Somebody showed a picture online of a compressor installed with shark bites.
Yeah, and you probably gave them a hard time. You didn't realize those are the next new hot thing, did you?
I don't know if it was like some of this stuff, though, you don't know if it's set up for online because I don't think there's a plumbing equivalent of 1/2-inch copper for the discharge line. So, whatever.
Yeah. I don't know. But what booth was that in? Was that the Versatech booth?
I think so. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Locking caps and quick disconnect refrigerant lines. Like it's such a good combination. Were they selling locking caps at the same booth? These are our new locking caps.
Yeah. Then they sold locking rings for your quick disconnect.
Oh, that's where they really get you. Like, man, I just put in 600 condensers and failed inspection. Oh, well, you just buy these locking rings.
Yeah, Rector Seal has them.
Rector Seal, yeah.
Rectal seal.
Rector Seal.
God, I hate for those things to blow apart.
But you just pop it
We
back
recommend you use leak freeze with these.
Yeah.
You have to like strap the lines down in place so they can't come apart.
Yeah.
There was a big crowd around it, though. Some very interested people.
The compressor starts and just the surge of refrigerant blows the discharge line right off.
Yeah.
I wonder how it would hold up to like a severe restriction.
I think you can guess.
I see a massive haze developing.
A polar bear cries one single tear.
As Rector Seal releases their shark bite refrigerant fittings. As if it wasn't bad enough.
I guess maybe Dr. Z will do a video on them.
Is that guy still on YouTube?
Yeah.
What else?
Bedtime.
Yeah, I'm about to get off and go watch my race. if I was in San Diego, I'd be there. I don't know why John isn't there.
Supercross?
Yeah. Did you hear about it at all?
No.
Shameful. Do you have a TV?
Yeah, but I don't get to watch it though. It's always some guy's always watching Live PD on it. It's always Tallahassee.
Yeah, me and Jessica are gonna try to get on there one day.
Oh yeah, you guys gonna get in a domestic altercation?
Either that, or like, I thought about having a meth pipe, and then we could both say, "That's not my meth pipe. I don't know how I got there.
Well,
that's not mine." And she'll say, "That's not mine."
Well, you saw in Florida how that police officer was planting meth in innocent people's cars.
Yeah.
And he would target people that had prior records. He would run their plates and be like, they have a prior for possession. So he'd pull them over and plant drugs on them and ruin their lives.
How'd they catch him?
The dash cam in his car, and it happening so many times. Man, this guy's he gets all the meth people.
Yeah.
Man, every day.
No one ever believes the meth guy. That's not my meth.
100% conviction rate, every time he pulls somebody over, they always have it,
Yeah. So we wanted to do something like that, and then, scream at the top of our lungs, "I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing." Seems to be what you do when you get in trouble.
What was it? They found the guy that was eaten by the alligator, but they figured out that the alligator didn't attack him when he was alive. He had died from a meth overdose, and then the alligator only in Florida.
Joe, make sure to wear your furry potato shirt.
Wear a GoFundMe shirt.
Yeah. I'll wear that. I had to look up what furry potato meant before I agreed to wear it. I didn't want it to mean some gay thing or something.
It's not gay if it's for pay. I don't even know what a furry potato is. I'm looking it up now too.
Yeah, it really doesn't come up. I don't know. I Googled it. It doesn't really come up as anything.
That was a gay
a transgender YouTube personality.
Well,
so
besides
it sounds
that,
pretty gay to me.
Yeah, besides that.
YouTube star Furry Potato is shot while live streaming. That's what comes up. And it's a transgender YouTube personality was shot in LA, of course, near a synagogue.
Did you see his latest posting, John?
No, but he's the Jews are he's really getting crazy there.
Oh, they're after him?
Yeah, they're after him. But I don't know, dude. It's getting crazy.
Let's see. I'll bring it up.
Please do.
Yeah, Dallas. I don't know, Eric, if you know, Dallas was in one of his streams.
Yeah, so. Yeah.
What?
Joe.
Yeah, he was passing by. Let's see if I could.
If you want to rephrase that next time,
Joe is begging me for a shirt. I'm like, I'll get you one. I'll do it. That's really what happened.
Please.
Here's his latest.
I need to let the world know.
It's funny because whatever website I just pulled this up on is called Women Are Human, and they keep. And it's funny because usually people if you're transgender, they refer to you as your preferred gender. They keep referring to this man who identifies as a woman as Mr., which is, I think, hilarious because everybody gets so up in arms about that now.
Did you see that, John?
I mean, he's 99% man. If you watch the videos.
Oh yeah, exactly. So, which one is it? What are we this week?
Yeah.
I like how all these people now are just saying they're transgender, and people are saying they're not, and it's just become this big mudslinging contest. And they're like, "Well, you can't say I'm not if you can say you are," and they're like, "No, yes, I can because this and that," and all these arbitrary reasons. And it's just I'm just sitting back here like, what has the world come to? It's a circus.
The only thing that's been good out of it is if you have
really controversial in this YouTube stream. There are 2 genders for the most part. The only rare exceptions are people that are legitimately born with both genitalia, and then they are in fact gender ambiguous. So unless you're one of that like statistical 0% of people, you are the gender you were born with. Deal with it.
Eric, you're talking crazy.
Oh well.
You mean like Jamie Lee Curtis?
We're definitely demonetized now, John.
Yeah. I already knew the minute you come on, it's pretty much good with my shekels.
You're not getting any YouTube money.
John, did you see that video?
Susan's not gonna cut you a check.
Which video?
I just held my phone up and showed you.
No, I was looking up something.
Did you get put in the hospital today?
Yeah, I guess so.
They beat him up.
Yeah, let's see. Oh yeah, I'll do it again. Let's see.
Let's see if I could. How do I? Oh.
Whoa!
Hold on.
Booted him. YouTube.
Oh. What did I do?
I think you did the exact opposite of what you intended to do.
Here, let me present you. Boom.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Let me present you with Das Boot.
Okay. Sorry, Dallas.
Okay,
wrong button. He hit the wrong button.
It's only let me see. Let me find it again.
Furry Potato. That is a funny name, though.
I'm gonna name my company that. Furry Potato HVAC.
Don't even name it Furry Potato HVAC. Just name it Furry Potato, and then just have people calling you and be like,
"Oh my gosh!"
Yeah.
He's still. Who's filming this?
What happened?
It's I don't know. It's 22 seconds. It's a 22 seconds. So maybe he got beat up, put in the hospital or something. I don't know.
Wow.
You think he'd start to readjust his life choices?
Yeah.
I mean,
like I've been shot, I've been beat up.
Obviously, this person has some, shall I say, mental illness.
Yeah, for sure.
Offensive, Eric. How dare you?
I'm just saying.
Hey, Dallas, Felipe is here.
Oh, is he?
Your #1 fan.
Oh, yeah, I do have fans. What's up, Felipe?
Bro, no.
What is up? Felipe is in the house. He is my #1 fan.
Felipe es en la casa.
All right, guys, I'm gonna get off here and go watch my Supercross.
All right, Joe.
Alrighty.
Maybe gonna go watch Furry Potato.
Yeah, that was
super cross dressing.
Super train. I mean,
Felipe.
I mean, Supercross.
Who's the top guy in Supercross now?
Probably Eli Tomac.
Oh, and is that one guy from Australia?
What gender do they identify as?
Male. There's no females allowed in Supercross. It's a male-only sport.
That sounds pretty gay.
Who's that one that
Sausage Fest?
Basically, yeah.
It is. The rider from Australia. He's been riding forever.
Chad Reed.
Yeah, is he still riding?
Well, this was his last year. He was gonna do like a farewell tour, but he got, I guess he re-injured some ribs. So he hasn't been. He wasn't there last week, and he wasn't qualifying this week. So
yeah,
I guess his farewell tour ended early.
Oh man, who's he riding for? Yamaha.
He had his own. It was Honda. He kind of put his own team together again.
Oh, bummer.
But he's gonna be racing. I guess he's gonna be racing like those Rolex type cars. He's kind of into those now.
Huh. Wow. It seems like he's pretty cool.
Yeah. He's gotten cooler with age. I mean, he used to be pretty like stuck up.
Yeah, He was never like really top. I mean, he never like made it big, type thing. I thought.
No, there's something about Australians. They just they have this huge ego.
Yeah, he always felt short.
Yeah.
They like using the C word.
What C word?
Just Google it.
Championship.
Choir?
Choir. Choir boy.
See you next Tuesday.
Oh, wait, okay.
Maybe we'll try to do this again. Make it a little more educational.
I felt it was very educational.
You learned what furry potato was.
I did. You know, like a lot of people in the YouTube comments probably did too. Whoa! What happened to the audio?
Can you? I took my earbuds out. Can you hear me still?
Oh, John, you crashed the stream.
Sounds like I'm at the airport.
Technical difficulties. We're gonna get our.
Oh, I was going to show Dallas here. Let's see. Can you see this?
Oh yeah. There we go.
Giving me a thumbs up.
What is happening right now?
Driving a work truck. He gave me a thumbs up.
Oh my God, John,
Dude, you sound drunk right now, Joe. How much whiskey have you had?
Just a sip.
John, one of these nights you have to cube that one where that one girl was running out of her house and says, "Get the F out of here! Get the F out of here! I wrecked her."
What did he say? Like, I just got ambushed by a rhinoceros or something.
Yeah. She's driving off. He goes, I wrecked her. I drive by the house like every other day, wanting to see her in person. They'd never come out of the house. They'd never, ever come out of the house.
Yeah. They're
Just
like,
drive through their living room.
Well, apparently they have a beehive in their backyard or something.
Yeah.
You have a bee.
well, yeah, you just go stand on the sidewalk holding your phone like a camera. If you really want to test it.
Yeah, Eric,
if you wanted to really get them out, you could put some, fake boobs in or something.
Eric, he goes. He goes to auto churches. So he was out doing an auditing at church with a camera out front one day, and I was washing my truck. It was right by my house. I hurried up and jumped in my truck, and I knew he'd film me, so I could show John. Check this out, John.
And that's your boss's church.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Like,
I'm sure that's just why your boss wanted some good furry potato advertising.
Oh, yeah.
You should have pulled up with the truck all haphazard and got out and sign my chest.
Yeah, preferred HVAC for all transgendered.
He said something like, "Hey, that guy's pretty cool. Come around, turn around." Like,
yeah, we heard it.
Yeah, we'll plug your company.
That guy's pretty cool. He gave me a thumbs up. Driving a work truck.
Oh, that's crazy. I sent my boss a video, but he never looked at it.
I'm surprised, Dallas. That he wasn't totally impressed with that. He's like, Dallas, if you ever pull a stunt like that again, you're fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Just you should just get some letters to add to your truck, under the company name, as seen on Furry Potato YouTube live show.
Yeah, LGBTQT preferred vendor.
We can do that in our advertising now.
Yeah, military discounts, senior discounts, LGBTQT discounts. get a lot of work that way. I'm sure they're like really down to earth, sensible people to work for.
Yeah.
Probably, I would imagine so. You know,
Yeah.
they seem like really rational people.
Yeah, totally. Probably easy to make a decision.
They want to keep their fake boobs cold.
That's too much. That's too much.
Here, let me bend down and work on your AC there.
Whoa! Sir, ma'am, could you please give me some room to work? I can feel your breath.
Oh my God, too much. Yeah, because I was.
Is that a copper fitting, or are you happy to see me?
Yeah, because when he was doing that,
is that one a capacitor in your pocket?
That looks like a 45.5. Wow.
That's a super.
That's an AMRAD Easy Start.
That's a kickstart. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah. Is that really?
That would be awkward. It's like, what's the square thing hanging off? You know,
2-wire or 3-wire?
Clint got his brother watching furry vagina.
Yeah. Good. Right on, Clint. Yeah, he's pretty entertaining. Like, what am I watching? That's how it started with me. What am I watching?
Next thing you know, you're wearing your wife's clothes.
It's not all that bad.
When we were at the show, I wanted to give Brian that shirt, but he probably like, what is this? It'd be too hard to explain. Like, give this to Joe. Give this to Joe. Yeah.
It'd
be even funnier to not explain
it. Yeah.
I started taking so many testosterone pills, I started wearing high heels, man.
That one video he made with that
potato.
That girl running out at him. I was going to drive my truck by that because that's really close to my house. That's within walking distance. And I thought, I better not.
You should have came out there sipping a Dr. Pepper, Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll say this. Dallas had a Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
We're gonna rat him out on it.
You need to make it a point to always be in the streams. You need to go visit him in the hospital with your company shirt on.
Yeah.
Get the company shirt in the stream.
We stand with our fallen.
Give him a hat. Give him a hat to wear. And then send the video to your boss. Look, I just got some free advertising to 1 million lunatics on YouTube.
You could start making some commercials. You could have like Caitlyn Jenner, furry potato, testimonials.
Do you need air conditioning in your mother's basement? I don't know.
You know what's funny about the whole Bruce Jenner thing was, like, shortly before that whole "I'm gonna be a woman" was the fact that Bruce Jenner, like, literally committed vehicular manslaughter.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm a woman.
Yeah. Can't be sued now.
Yeah, I remember
Probably bumped his head when
people were like, where people were like, "You're a pedophile," and he's like, "No, I'm just gay."
Yeah.
Yeah, he I saw the video. He didn't care. It one of the
hit his head really hard in the accident.
Not hard enough, apparently. One of the Jenner girls.
I want to be a woman.
Yeah, one of the Jenner girls were freaking out, understandably, and then he's just like, "Can I go now?" He just cut someone in half.
I gotta finish this text. I mean,
yeah. That's what I think that's what his son said. He's one of the most narcissistic person he knows,
I mean, pretty much anybody famous, that pretty much goes for all of them, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Except for Kanye, right, Joe?
That's why I'm trying to keep it real.
Well, Kanye is the most humble person ever. He even said so himself.
That's why I'm trying to really.
And he was at Joel Osteen church, so he has to be good.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, I had high hopes for Kanye.
Oh, did I miss something?
I haven't heard anything about him.
Yeah,
I heard he's at Joel Osteen. That's not a good sign. I'll say that. I will say that.
Might as well be Catholic.
And I loved how his wife got up and took the offering right after Kanye took the stage.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, how they worked that in.
All
right, guys.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm getting off here now too, man. I'm about to fall asleep. Unless you want me to fall asleep on stream.
That'd be cool.
I think Dallas does.
Do you drool?
Yeah. I'd like to check
I don't
that
know
out.
if that would be really cool. It would just be an unconscious person on YouTube. That would be.
Right.
It would be.
All right. See you later, Joe.
It would be almost as entertaining as I am normally, but that's not that much. So.
All right, guys. Thank you for coming.
I need going too.
Choir boy.
Did
they left?
Yeah, they both left. Oh, he could. Yeah, I gotta get going too. So, but there's Gene. Right on, Gene.
Chicken strips. I didn't eat.
Yes, yes. All right, that was a good stream. That was a good stream. I will say that. I will say that.
All right, guys. Choir boys out. God bless.
All right. See you later, Clint and Gene K and